Okay, so on this first play, this is a grown man move. Look at this bull rush to get back to the quarterback and to bury him. This right here, I want you guys to pay attention. Watch this get off. Okay, so I pause it here. Watch how he gets past the offensive lineman before the offensive lineman can even get out of his stance. That is on a 4th and 1 to stuff them to get a turnover on downs. Monstrous play right there. Okay, so right here, we're going to see his variety of moves. Watch the swim, gets past the guard effortlessly and gets in the backfield. Right here, we talk about the explosiveness. He almost takes the handoff here. He gets in the backfield, drills him for a 5-yard loss, and watch this play. He is triple teamed, swims the first guy. He's going to spin on the second guy and to get in there and to disrupt the pass. All right, guys, like I said, I have one of the absolute best players in the state of Pennsylvania. He is a top 80 recruit on ESPN. He is a top 5 player in the state of Pennsylvania, according to Rivals and 24/7 Sports. With me today is Elliot Donald. Elliot, how you doing today?
I'm good.
Hey man, I want to say, I really do appreciate you coming on the show. I know you don't have to do it, but I appreciate you taking the time.
Yes, sir. It's cool.
So, first thing I want to do is, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Uh, football my first love. I love to weightlift. I love weightlifting. I don't know. I'm a lame pro man. I stay in the house and I just focus on football. I go out, lift weights, see my girl. That's it.
I like it, man. No, I'm the same way. I'm a homebound person, so I'm with you all day. I want to start off with is it drives me crazy is there's a Twitter page called Whippeal Sportsman, and they
Mm.
did a top 75 players in the Whippeal, and you were ranked number 2 behind Derek Davis Jr., and you got a ton of hate from it. And it just drives me crazy because you're obviously an extremely talented player. And that shows on film, but dude, I can't stand the haters, and I'm so tired of people coming at you being like, "Oh, if your uncle wasn't Aaron Donald, dude, quit being a hater, appreciate the talent, appreciate the grind, give this young man the respect he deserves." And I think that's one of the first things that I wanted to say because it's driving me crazy, man.
Yeah, I don't really worry about it too much. If they can say what they want off the field, but anybody on the field, I'm a go out there and ball out, and they can respect me on the field. So I ain't worried about all the Twitter, and I always talk back because I don't got nothing else to do. Man. We on quarantine, so if we wasn't on quarantine, if I had stuff to do, I'm only on there when I'm bored. So I ain't wasting time with that.
No, I completely agree. I'm just like if you actually know football, then what are you arguing? Like watch your film against anybody. You know what I mean? It's so obnoxious.
It is what it is. Everybody gonna say whatever they want to say. But all I can do is just go out there, ball out, have fun with my team.
Absolutely, man. And like I said, we'll see what they say when you're playing at the next level at a high level. So what I mentioned before is Aaron Donald is your uncle. Does that do you feel any pressure because he's arguably the best defensive player in the league? Do you feel pressure that people are going to hold you to that same standard?
I did, especially going into high school. But now it's like I'm not really worried about it. All I can do is collect the jewels he give me. You know what I mean? Because I play because I love the sport. You know what I mean? Everybody want to be great. Everybody want to be the best. But at the end of the day, if you don't got the passion, you know what I mean? Like, so everybody say they can talk about my uncle this and that, but man, I'm gonna just sit there. I'm gonna be the best I can be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think you're doing a great job of creating your own path. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like I could definitely see that you coming into high school, people want to make noise and people always want to say there's excuses and stuff like that. But, clearly you're an immensely talented young man. You're putting in the work. So, basically to me, that's just a cool fact. That's all that is. You know what I mean? Because you're your own player.
Yes, sir.
One thing that, people do know about Aaron Donald is he has really crazy training. His trainer's Dwayne Brown. Do you also train with Dwayne Brown at all?
Yeah, I've been, especially during quarantine, I started working out more with my uncle. So now we lift 3 times a week. And then we go to D Brown 2 times a week. I haven't been able to make it to D Brown because he work out with him in the morning, and I got Zoom classes and stuff like that. But when I'm finished with classes in about the next week or two, I'm gonna be back on that. So
Yeah, like, there's not a doubt that, Aaron Donald's an extremely talented person, but, he also puts in the work, and, you know what I mean? And we see those crazy trainings. If anybody hasn't seen it, man, this guy's out there training, hand fighting with knives, you know what I mean? It's really cool. It's unorthodox. And one of the cool things, and you can see this in your film, is you're so explosive off the line. And, Dwayne Brown came out and said that he's not training, Aaron to be a defensive lineman. He's training him like a running back, you know what I mean, to be explosive. And I can see that same training style in you because your first step is unreal. So I assumed you were training with him, but that's awesome. You're getting a high level trainer and just putting in that work.
yeah, I give much credit to D Brown, man. Just everything, explosiveness, footwork, everything, man. He definitely don't change you. You're not about to be out there. You're gonna be huffing and puffing. You're not gonna be no fat slob. You're gonna have nice footwork, and he's gonna get you explosive. So I give much credit to D Brown for what he do for me, my uncle, and the whole city.
Absolutely. Yeah. If a young man's in the area, I definitely recommend you going to see D Brown, checking him out, and just if you want to work, that's the guy. Is there any particular drills that you would recommend to a young athlete as far as playing like interior defensive line?
Well, I could say especially from freshman year going into sophomore year, and you can ask all my friends, like, it don't matter. I walk around, I take 3 steps, swim 3 steps. I do it in the air, I'll do it on the wall, anything. And going like my freshman year, my uncle was teaching me moves, and that's the type of stuff I do. Just do it in the air. And then the next year, I remember going out, and my sophomore year, I went up against a senior offensive lineman, and I just hit him one time, but the swimming it worked. I'm like, yo, like I was like, man, let me just keep practicing. So it don't seem like it's doing anything, but when you go out there on the field, after you just keep practicing in the air or just walking, it really do help.
It's all about that muscle memory, and
Yeah, exactly.
absolutely. And when I watch your film, the things that jump off the page to me are, you play with competitive spirit, man. You see you're out there, you care about the game, the down and distances. You have a great punch and extension as a D lineman. You can tell you have a lot of film study. You're smart about the game. When you see a down block, you really stay tight to that down block, hugging in, make big plays. But like I said, the two things that jumped off the page to me that I was like, whoa, you do not see kids this age have this ability, is your first step off the line. You're really explosive. And it's funny you said the whole 3 steps, rip, swim, is because your moves are so tight at a young age. Generally when we see, prospect pass rushers, we don't see with those kinds of tight moves. Usually they're kind of raw, they're project players, but you have a really tight skill set, how much, to go into the quarantine, how much work are you putting in a day?
Um, well, as of right now, I'm like I said, I'm supposed to work out 5 times a week, but I haven't been able to make 2 of them because of school. So I've been lifting 3 times with my uncle throughout the week, and then usually Saturdays, depending on how my body feel, I'll have an extra day, and that's where I'll do more leg work, and then a lot of it I'll do more cardio. So I'll do like stuff like countdown burpees and stuff to get my heart rate up. And then but I'm gonna start doing D-line handwork drills and all that with my uncle probably next month.
That's
So yeah,
awesome, man. Do you have a favorite pass rush move you like to use?
this one.
Swim? Okay. Okay.
I like my bull rush too at times. It's just that I need to work on working something off of it. But the first 3 yards pushing somebody, I love my bull rush.
Just somebody listen to that comment that you just said. Like you said, I need to work something off of the bull rush, because to be an elite pass rusher, it's all about the counter. Because you can have a go-to move, but if you don't have a counter off the go-to, once you start playing at a higher level, someone's going to key on you. Like Dwight Freeney had an excellent spin move, but that was all set up with his speed pass rush move. So you can tell that you're ahead of the game because you're not thinking about this play. You're thinking about setting up something for the second, third, and fourth quarter. I mean, that is so impressive to hear a young player say exactly that.
Yeah, I mean, especially with looking at college players, if I just go out there and take the bull rush, for example, if I just bull rush, like them dudes bigger than they 300 something pounds, so I can hit them with the bull, but after a while they go and anchor, so I'm gonna have to bull, swim, bull, rip something. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
What is your weight right now?
I was 254 this morning,
Okay. Okay. What would you play at last year?
like 230. I was
Wow.
I was 230 by the end of the season. I don't know why, but for some reason I usually gain weight on the season. So I didn't start out 230. I ended up gaining about 7 to 8 pounds just over the season. I don't know how.
That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, that's awesome, dude. You've put on that much weight since the end of the season. You can tell my dude's working in the gym.
Yeah.
So I asked JD yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
are you concerned at all about the upcoming season being canceled?
Yeah, I definitely, that's a fair amount, because thinking about, like, if you just think about it, like NFL talking about not having fans, college talking about not having fans, they're not going to do that for high school. They just going to say I fear that they just going to cut it out completely. Like,
Yeah, and it's a bummer because, like, you've started off such a strong campaign. You were so close to, winning a state championship last year. You know what I mean? You lost an OT to the state champs. It would just be such a bummer for you and, a fellow senior Eddie Tillman, for a junior like JD Younger getting out there. It would just be such a bummer that you guys don't get to finish what you started, man. I would hate to see that.
exactly.
As you prepare for college, because like you're not looking past your senior year, I understand that, but as you get to prepare for D1, type level players that are going to be, bigger, more athletic, more consistent than, the players you're playing now, what is it that, Elliot's thinking that he needs to improve upon the most to get him ready for that next level?
I mean, I feel that I can improve on everything. There's never going to be a time where you say you can't improve on anything. So I feel that, and I was just talking to my granddad yesterday. Like, he was telling me, like, yo, going into your senior year, you should just technique everything. Everything you do should be on technique. So just try and perfect the pass rush moves that I got now. Pick up on little stuff that I've been doing. Like, I've been watching a lot of film. Uh, of my film with other coaches, you know what I mean? Just like college coaches, just to see like because you always hear what you're doing right, but especially when you a big time recruit, but you'll never hear something that you can work on, you know what I mean? And that's what I feel that will separate somebody from just being a good recruit to being somebody who's great, you know what I mean? Going down the path.
That's such a good mindset. Exactly, man. It's always nice to hear what you're doing great. Hey, great job. You're the best. Yada, yada, yada. That doesn't make you better. The only way to get better is to hear what you need to improve upon. And like I said, man, if I poll 1 million high schoolers, you're not going to get more than a handful that said what you just said. And that's what makes you a different type of animal. So I'm super impressed.
Appreciate it.
As far as, you kind of play all over the defensive line. We've seen you line up in a 0 technique and we've seen you out at a 5 technique. Do you have a particular place on the D line that you prefer to play at?
Yeah, I rarely play the 5. I played the 5. I remember playing the 5 like one game last year, and it was for like 2 drives maybe. I just play all on the inside. I love to play the 3. I want to target that guard, but I don't mind. I love just headbutting at the 0. You know what I mean, or beating the center on a pass rush. So
Yeah,
that's right.
absolutely. And that shows just like what I mean, your uncle plays all over the defensive line, and just the fact that you don't play at this same spot where they can game plan. Hey, Elliot's going to be at the 3 technique on the left side every single play of every single game. The fact that you can bounce around makes it real hard to key on you.
Mm.
Do you pay any kind of attention to like the rankings? Does that matter to you at all?
I don't care at all about the rankings. I just had somebody text me about it the other day. I'm like, man, at the end of the day, like, they don't. I feel that a lot of them don't know what they're talking about. They really just be going off of like when I was blowing up in the recruitment, getting all my big time offers at first. they had me at like 30. Now I know 247 dropped me so low because I ain't been getting. I already had all my offers. Like I'm done with the recruiting basically now, but I really don't care about it. And at the end of the day, nobody's going to be able to sit there and tell me that there's 5, 6, 7 people better than me. I'm gonna just focus on me.
And I love that. You know, how can you drop somebody in the rankings when you haven't played a football game?
Yeah, exactly. A lot of times, dudes, they don't even recruit the best players. They really check off boxes, man. If he ain't this tall, well, you know what I mean. We'll go to somebody else.
Well, and again, I hate to keep coming back to Aaron Donald, but how much hate did he get coming to the NFL? Oh, he's not tall enough. He's only 6 foot. He won't be able to play, high level. Well, you know what? I think his 2 Defensive Player of the Year trophies might say otherwise.
Yeah,
It's so crazy, but and exactly to kind of work off what you said is like, look at Antonio Brown. He went to Central Michigan,
yeah,
not a big
exactly.
time school at all. It doesn't matter where you end up going to. It matters about, the effort you put in and the talent that you have. Talent always is going to win out. Character is always going to win out, man. It doesn't matter if, somebody goes to Florida and they're Tim Tebow, or if Ben Roethlisberger goes to Miami of Ohio. It doesn't matter at the end of the day because talent and character is going to win out. So I agree with you, man.
Exactly.
Do you have any defensive linemen that you really study and you idolize?
Yeah, of course. Well, my uncle for one, I watch a lot of Fletcher Cox. You know,
Mhm.
I like watching Fletcher Cox. He's real strong though. Like that's why I love to wake him. Like I really want to be able to get down a lot of the stuff that he do. It's just that like
Okay.
they do wrong, I see what they do right, and I study everything.
And that's so smart. Is just not only film studying yourself and your opponents, but just studying other people that you look up to that you think you can take something from their game.
Yeah, I watch my uncle. I watch him the most, but me and him are two different like type of players. You know what I mean? He's
I agree.
6 foot. You know what I mean? He might be able to do the jump chop against somebody that's 6'5", but I'm in high school. I'm almost 6'3", going up against a 5'11" lineman. Like I'm not about to do that. You know what I mean? So you
Sure.
just got to try to focus people with more body types, like you see what they could do.
That's extremely smart. And so when I watched your film, who I thought you kind of reminded me of was DeForest Buckner, who played on the Niners last year and just got traded to the Colts. Your build, I mean, he's 6'7", so you're not quite as tall, but just the way the way you use your frame and your length, but you don't rely heavily on it. That's just kind of your pass rushing style that when I was watching that, just kind of who it kind of made me think of.
Yeah. And I definitely like to use my body because it sets up, like you said before, other moves. You know what I mean? Like I love whenever I beat an offensive lineman without touching them. So I come out first 3, 4 plays, I'm a bull rush you. Once I get you leaning forward, I'm able to just swim over you without being touched.
And like we saw in your film that you beat offensive linemen in every which way. You'll blow by them before they can get out of their stance. We've seen you just drive them straight back into the quarterback. We've seen you rip on them. We've seen you swim on them. And as an offensive lineman, that's such a helpless feeling of going like, oh, I don't know what he's going to hit me with this play.
Yeah, but still, I still like, especially there was some teams that did a good job, like seeing how quick I am off the ball. Like I jump a lot of the times. I jump the ball, so like there's a lot of times where they'll just say go, nobody moving. I just jump, like you know what I mean. So and that's something that I worked on a lot my sophomore year, going into my junior year. And so when I just start going, I just start lining up like a yard past what I would usually line up. So if I would jump, you know what I mean, I'm not passing the ball.
And you have that. Like Michael Bennett's a great example of someone who jumps a lot of snap counts. And yeah, he'll get, an offsides maybe, once a game or once every other game, but he's an elite pass rusher, that you take the bad with the good.
Yeah.
But you're aware of it, you're working on it. So, I definitely don't think that's detrimental at all to your game. So let me ask you this, because I also asked JD this yesterday, is do you have any bold predictions for either your individual future or for Central Catholic?
State champs.
State champs. Okay, so St. Joseph Preps, you better watch out because Central Catholic's calling you out. They're going for that state title. I like it. And then I do have to ask you this. Where might we see Elliot Donald playing his college ball?
I don't know. I dropped my top 8. I've been working on my schools that I'm gonna take officials to. I still don't know about that yet. So I don't know. I was trying to be able to, give all the schools a chance, see all the schools, the top 5 schools for my officials this summer, and then hopefully I was going to commit during the season, but everything got pushed back. So I don't know what I'm gonna do right now.
So for people that aren't aware, would you mind saying your top 8?
My top 8 right now, I'll just tell you the schools that I talk to the most.
Okay.
It will be Pitt, Penn State, LSU, Michigan. I talked to other schools who didn't offer me. Like I talked to North Carolina a little bit. I talked to Kentucky, and I feel like I'm missing one other school. I can't think. I feel like I'm missing one more.
I'll tell you, man, I love what UNC's doing down there in that 21 class. Man, if you went down there and teamed up with Keyshawn Silver, ugh.
My teammate AJ Beatty just went down there, so yeah, I've been talking to them a little bit.
And then Pitt, man, they've got some dogs in that 21 class up there. You know what I mean? So absolutely, man. Wherever you end up, they should be an extremely happy university. And let me ask you this: do you have any message for a young athlete watching this?
Just work hard, man. Don't worry about how good somebody is next to you, or how much this person bench or what offer this man got. Just do you. Go out there if you feel like, and especially with me talking to a lot of younger kids, like freshmen, sophomores, they talk about I'm gonna transfer this and that. Man, you freshman, sophomore, you ain't getting as much play time as you want, man. Just keep your head down and go out there and practice and scout team and knock somebody's head off. That's the perfect way to do it. They're gonna get your name out there. They're gonna get play time. You're gonna do the same thing you're gonna practice in the game. You're gonna get colleges coming. So just don't focus on anything but making yourself better.
Young athletes, listen to what he said, man. If you don't have that starting spot, instead of sitting there, crying over spilt milk and worrying about, oh, I'm better than this person, I should be playing more, go out there and prove it, man. It starts on the practice field. Put in that work. Make your coaches play you, okay? Put in the work. Talent and character will win out. So I completely agree with what you're saying. Mm-hmm. Let's play a little game. We're going to do some rapid fire questions, okay? And we'll go through these quick, okay? Von Miller or Khalil Mack?
Khalil Mack.
Okay. Aaron Donald or JJ Watt?
Oh man, Aaron Donald.
John Randall or Warren Sapp?
Warren Sapp.
Ooh, okay.
I gotta go with Warren Sapp. That's my dog.
Okay. Favorite type of cereal?
I like Frosted Flakes.
Ooh, I agree.
Yeah.
If you could only eat one food the rest of your life, what food would you eat?
That's tough. Can I say a dinner instead of a
Okay, yeah, sure.
I'll say like ribs and macaroni and cheese.
Ooh, that sounds good. Any kind of barbecue, some mac and cheese, I'm down. What are you scared of?
Not being great.
Okay, I like it. It. What is your favorite sport that isn't football?
I just started getting into UFC, man. That's great. I started liking UFC.
I love it, man. And when I was in 8th grade, a guy named Josh Koscheck, and he's a fighter, and he was from my school, and he was on the first Ultimate Fighter. And ever since I was in 8th grade, man, I've been so into it. I love it, man. It's such a crazy sport. I agree with you on that one. And actually on Tuesday, I have a former UFC fighter who fought for a championship, Gray Maynard, on the show. So make sure everyone tunes in. Would you ever go skydiving?
No, I hate that. I don't even like roller coasters.
Really?
I don't like roller coasters. I'll ride them just because I ain't no chump, but I don't like roller coasters.
Okay. I would never go skydiving now. I'm with you. Who's your favorite musical artist?
Yeah, a lot. I listen
Name
to a
a
whole bunch.
few.
Jada Youngin. That'll just be somebody I listen to no matter what. I listen to Jada Youngin. Some Pittsburgh rappers, G Herbo.
Okay.
Yeah,
Steelers or Rams?
Rams. I don't like the Steelers.
Really?
I was always a Ravens fan growing up.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not posting this interview, man. I can't have no Ravens fan on.
Yeah, all right.
No, I'm kidding with you.
Ravens.
So the year is 2024, and you are the first overall pick in the NFL draft. What is the first thing you buy?
First thing I buy, a mansion.
There
Put
we
my
go.
mom, my little brother in the mansion, my little sister in the mansion.
I like it. Man, I do want to thank you for coming on the show. I'm excited for Central Catholic in this coming year. Like I said, I had JD Younger on. I just had you on. I think Eddie is going to be coming on later this summer. So, I'm rooting for you guys. You're a super motivated, and I think a lot of younger athletes can take a lot from this interview and just listen to how you talk and your thought process. So, I wish you the very best, and I want to thank you for coming on.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
No problem at all. And hey guys, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, and make sure you tune in next week. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time.